Hello Internet and welcome to 24 Hours News Channel. After the early afternoon Mass at the Franciscan Monastery of the Holy Land in Washington March 3, 2019, Franciscan Father Jim Gardiner clarifies how a year ago's palms are scorched for slag to use on Ash Wednesday, March 6. Franciscan Father Benjamin Owusu remains beside him as Franciscan Brother Christopher Coppock looks out for the consuming of the palms. Washington, D.C. Long, orange blazes devoured the palms. Massgoers had gotten to Washington's Franciscan Monastery of the Holy Land March 3 to consume ritualistically before the early afternoon swarm that assembled for their last Sunday Mass before Lent. This is somewhat of a realistic notice of how Lent begins. We make the cinders. We understand those fiery debris are an image of the end result for us, not the flame, incidental. Keyed Father James Gardiner, a Franciscan friar of the Atonement, to chuckling from the group. Early cherished recollections may invoke sad pictures of Lent, an opportunity to surrender things we adored for 40 days, yet as grown-ups. It's an ideal opportunity to set aside whimsical things, as Corinthians lets us know, Gardiner stated, and go into Lent. Not hauling, however, inviting it as a profoundly rich period. Amid his Sunday lecture, Gardiner offered 3 hints to make the best of the Lent's 40 days. Welcome Lent. Give it a shot, in a manner of speaking, to do what it's expected to do, cultivate our progressing transformation to the Lord because of our absolution into His life, passing and heavenly restoration, he said. Change isn't an ideal occasion, he stated, yet a long-lasting procedure that proceeds until one's final gasp is drawn. Lent, be that as it may, is an obvious cautioning not to defer further transformation to the Lord, particularly when the powder are forced, joined by those dismal and disrupting words, recall that you are dust and to tidy you will return, he said. Second, recollect petition, fasting, almsgiving, and don't make other individuals pay for what that is no joke, he said. Rather than surrendering material things, consider surrendering certain practices that divert from hearing God's voice. He said, I speculate God would be satisfied with a break from our babbling and we may almost certainly hear the voice of God who talks regularly peacefully. He said, imagine a scenario in which our fasting were to reach out from sustenance and drink to abstaining from tattle, or from negative decisions about different people or gatherings, or from holding resentment. Our almsgiving could incorporate giving time and regard for other people, regardless of whether we discover them unpleasant, he said. Lastly, turn into a living illustration of Jesus, he said. You and I would do unfathomably well to consider ourselves, exclusively and institutionally, as living stories, accused of solidly and compellingly associating the gospel of Jesus Christ with life as we probably am aware it, he said. What's more, this is the place the criticalness and the words from the book of Sirach become an integral factor, he stated. Defer not your change to the Lord. Put it not off, from every day. That's all for now. Do not forget to subscribe and push the bell to receive in real time the most interesting news from United States of America. Goodbye.